All right. Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. This is Damoni with Blockey Sports Network. I'm joined by my compatriot Brundlin
What's
of the
up,
Nebraska
guys?
Popcorn.
Nice to be here, first time.
We're here just doing a little pregame desk segment before the action tonight. But first, let's go over a recap of yesterday's games. First off, we have the thriller that was the Sacramento Surge versus the Nebraska Popcorn, a defensive thriller rather, as the Surge were able to take it 2-1 in overtime. Brandon, do you want to walk us through that game? I'm sure, like, you played in that game.
Yeah,
You
so
probably have a great perspective on it.
it was a defensive matchup, I felt like. Arden B definitely did good in that game. I just felt like in overtime it was just gonna be the first person to bury on their opportunities were gonna score. And sadly that didn't happen for us. But well played to the Surge. I feel like both teams definitely play like defensively oriented, and that's what we saw, a 1-2 game in overtime. What do you think?
I agree. I was casting that game, and personally, I felt as if the Popcorn did outplay the Surge. It was just obviously an excellent performance from Vasilevsky, and just the couple mistakes that the Popcorn made, the Surge were able to really capitalize on. Obviously, Arden B played well, Berto XD played well. Their second line, their most offensive players really showed out that game. But moving on, another Popcorn game. This time, you guys actually won when you weren't expecting to. I won't give any preface to this. I'll just let you take it away.
I mean, this game, I just want to give all credit to my team. Um, they they did amazing defensively. Spooky Mount was phenomenal. Um, for the Malibu Marshmallows, looking at it from their end, obviously a must-win game for them. Losing in regulation to the Popcorn, I'm assuming, is never something easy to take. I don't know if I can mention this, but we definitely saw some locker room issues with Malibu last night. I definitely want to see how that translates further into the season. And, yeah, Nebraska plays again tonight, my team. Hopefully we win. We'll see what happens. Hopefully build off the win. And yeah.
I will hand it off to Luke. I'm interested to see what he thinks about this over on the far right.
It's Brandon said that they played amazing defensively. They had 4 shots on goal. I, I don't know what else there is to say. Their whole plan of Spooky Bout just bailing them off the entire bailing them the entire game, and then like just be able to get 1 or 2 little chances and they take opportunity. It worked last night for the first time, and it just happened to be against the Malibu Marshmallows. I had a quick chat with Foosley after the game. My job's on the line if I don't turn shit around, so I just gotta lock in and focus up, I guess. I don't know what to say.
Lots
Um,
of turmoil in Malibu. Brandon, go ahead.
yeah, I wanted to say, I never said we did good offensively, but I do think defensively, you got to rewatch the stream. I feel like we definitely did do good defensively. Obviously, there's a couple of shots I'd like to take back, but yeah, I was very proud of my team. That's all I really wanted to add.
All right. Well, some turmoil in Malibu and celebration in Nebraska, but we will move on to our next game, the last of last night. That was the Blue Ridge Blizzard taking on the Surge, and this time the Surge weren't able to prevail as they were missing a few players. I believe Mike's was supposed to be out, but he was still able to show. They were missing Gasolines and their top forward, Berto XD, but the Blue Ridge Blizzard were missing their superstar, Akuzo. They were still able to pull it out off a great performance by Camper. Luke, could you do you have any input on how the Blue Ridge Blizzard were able to perform without their superstar?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to watch the game through all the tears, obviously coming off of a loss that brutal. So my perspective was a little bit blurred, but I will say that going into the game on the desk, I had said this earlier that Blue Ridge just has amazing depth. Everyone on their team can be a threat at some point, even when Akuzo isn't there. Obviously, you would expect them to struggle. You would expect to see weaker offense and especially weaker defense. But that's not even really something that happened. Blue Ridge, they came out swinging. Camper just absolutely going crazy, getting a point on every single goal they got. I believe he got what, 2 goals, 2 assists. And
Yeah,
just
2 goals, 2 assists.
yeah, just playing out of his mind, basically filling in the place of Akuzo, just letting Dripsky do his thing, and just putting constant pressure on the Surge. That gave him the 4-goal victory.
4-2. Yep.
It was 4-2, yeah. I mean, Clamper, definitely someone I didn't expect to have a game. But that's what it is, you get your opportunity in BHL, and he took it, and definitely a good game by him. I definitely want to see how maybe he fits his way onto the lineup in a future game.
Blue Ridge, a high-flying offensive team, able to finish against one of the best goalies in the league, Vasilevsky, as we will watch another high-flying offensive matchup with the Bagels versus the Earthquakes taking place as our first game today.
Mm-hmm.
Their previous matchup went 4-1. Luke, what did you see in that matchup?
Yeah, so that game is just when it comes to the Bagels and the Earthquake, there's a story to it, right? Basically every single player on the Earthquake, especially now, because I believe this happened pre-trade, especially now, Youppi has either coached or developed at some point. So Youppi, it's just basically like he's playing a scrim against all of his former teammates, and I think that gives them such a disadvantage. It's weird because you would think that 4 people collectively, at least one of them could stop Youppi, but I think that it's almost like they have trauma. Like they're scared of Youppi, and Youppi's just gonna walk all over them just like he did last time. I think
I
tonight,
couldn't agree more.
yeah, I think tonight it might be a little bit of a battle more for the second lines with Tango and Konechny, but I think that at the end of the day, the first lines, I think it's gonna be Ghostyferret and TJF versus Youppi and Top Rages. I think that we're just gonna see just dominance from the Bagels all around.
I'd like to add on. I think the Bagels, their first line is obviously really good Youppi. But if the Earthquakes had shut down Youppi, I feel like if Konechny can get that diff on Tango and who lines with Tango again? Sorry.
Top Rages.
Top Rages. I got my
No.
first line wrong.
Whoa.
I got my first line wrong.
Who does Youppi line with? I thought he lined with
Emderville.
Top Rages.
Emderville.
Emderville, okay. Well, if Tango and Top Rages, or sorry, not Tango and Top Rages. If Konechny and Quake can get it going on Tango and Top Rages, I definitely do think they stand a chance in this game. Ghostyferret, if anybody knows Youppi, it's Ghostyferret. He played with him on Boston Grizzlies 2 seasons when they won the Cup. So, yeah, I think this game could be close. I'm obviously cheering for the Bagels as I'm in a playoff contention with the Quakes, but yeah, definitely could be a good game.
I think
You could also make the argument that nobody knows Ghostyferret as well as Youppi.
Yeah, that's
as
exactly
they
what I
were
was
both
gonna say.
That's true.
a
That's
dynamic
true.
duo for a long time in the
But
old BHL.
But I do think Ghostyferret could get the advantage on, like, if he has to know how Youppi plays offense a little bit, right? I feel like that first line he should be more focused on defense and try to let his second line cook with Konechny and Quake. That's what I would do personally.
All right. We don't have much time, so we will move on to the Paris Pigeons versus the Nebraska Popcorn, our second matchup. Brandon, I'm interested to see how you think your team stacks up against the Paris Pigeons, who are currently sitting at 5th in the standings.
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna same strategy as yesterday. Obviously they're a good team. On paper, they're better than us, but none of that matters. Malibu is better than us on paper, and we all saw what happened there. So, yeah, we're just gonna try to play a good game. Hopefully, we get the win. I'm confident in my team, and we'll see what happens.
Multiple players on the Popcorn have a history shooting against their goalie, the Paris Pigeons goalie, Pluds, in scrims, many of them his former teammate. Luke, I'm interested to think, how will Pluds perform in this matchup after a down game against the Marshmallows?
Yeah, I think that honestly, if the Popcorn are gonna beat 2 teams in the league, it's gonna be the Marshmallows and it's gonna be the Pigeons. Not necessarily because those teams are worse than them, but I just think that when it comes to the comparison, those are the teams that they can take. And the reason why I think tonight why you might see the Popcorn take a win is the exact same reason why they got a win against the Marshmallows. The Paris Pigeons are a very big defensive team. They are not going to give up many chances, but the chances they do give up are going to be extremely good. and I think that the players on the popcorn are going to take advantage of that. And even though Plud's he's going to do his best, he's going to play pretty well. At some point, like those shots just squeak through when you haven't faced any all game, and I think it's going to be a repeat of last night. I think we're going to see a popcorn win. I think they're riding a high right now.
Make the prediction.
All right. I will be taking the Paris Pigeons personally in this match. I think they just have too much depth and too much star power in ohDoggy to really drop this one. But we will be moving on to our final matchup of the day. Two heavyweights in terms of how deep their roster is. The Paris Pigeons versus the New York Bagels, who will be playing their second game of the day as well. Both of these teams will have warm-ups before this game. And this is a heavily anticipated matchups. Two superstars, ohDoggy and Youppi, clashing head-to-head. Interested to see what you think about this, Brandon.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if anyone in the league can clamp Youppi, it's ohDoggy. Because people don't understand about BHL. A lot of it is mental. And ohDoggy is one of those players that I feel like just never gets nervous. And I feel like if he could really defend Youppi, that Caspit and who else is with Caspit? I always forget this.
Transports?
Tiger Lover or Transports, yeah.
If Caspit and Transports can get it going on that second line, they're gonna have a chance. I do feel like ohDoggy could even score on Youppi. He's a good player, very underrated player, and this is probably the game of the night in my opinion. If you look at both these rosters on paper,
I think a quote from one of the higher ups in BHL, I forget who, is that ohDoggy is the best player in the league if he really tries, and I think he has all the momentum to prove that tonight. Luke, what do you think about how ohDoggy can match up against Youppi?
Yeah, I think ohDoggy is absolutely a great player. He's basically everything you would possibly want. Great defensively, great offensively. I've said multiple times that if I was given TJF's first overall pick, I would have probably gone with ohDoggy, specifically for the reason you said. We've never really seen him like at his peak, like grinding the game for hours on end, like we have with Ghostyferret, like we have with Robe. So I think that ohDoggy's kind of like a loose cannon here. We don't necessarily know 100% what we're gonna get out of him, but I think that we're gonna get a pretty. He's gonna hold Youppi a lot closer than the Earthquake ever will.
All right, moving on to the standings. We'll head over here. Let's take a look at how last night shifted the standings. The popcorn. This is definitely a mistake on the graphics part. The popcorn are not in a playoff spot yet, but they are tied for one with the Earthquakes. The Earthquakes do have the tiebreaker with wins, so we apologize for that error. The Marshmallows falling into last place in the league after their loss, with the Pigeons and the Surge taking up the middle spots. Bagels sitting on top there, but the Pigeons can slide into third to overtake the Bagels if they win both games tonight. And obviously, the first two spots, Blue Ridge and Ohio, definitely not surmountable, as they both have 7 wins on the season. Neither of these teams can get enough points to really top that. We do have another segment before we end this, and that is the Ghostyferret Fraud Watch segment, where we have some narratives on the first overall pick. Ghostyferret really just has not shown that first overall pick potential. I'll let Brandon take this one away.
I think it speaks for itself, guys. I mean, Fraud Watch. Ghostyferret's on Fraud Watch tonight, guys. The first overall pick is about to have less points than the Nebraska Popcorn tonight.
That is a bold prediction.
A very quick prediction too.
I'm
no explanation about why he's a fraud. He just is one.
Well, I mean, Ghostyferret is meant to be the superstar on this team, and he really has not shown that yet.
Nope.
He has not shown the leadership. He has not shown the production, and he's just made too many amateur mistakes for a veteran in this league. So we'll really see if he can beat these allegations tonight.
Yeah.
Interested to see if Luke has any thoughts on this before we close it out.
Oh, one thing as well.
Oh, Brandon, go ahead.
Those standings, I don't think they're wrong.
Yeah, we'll
They
see.
are wrong. They
We'll
are.
figure
We'll
that
see.
out later. Yeah,
We'll see, man.
The only thing I have to say about Ghostyferret is I love Ferret, especially a new profile picture Ferret. He's just like such a joy to be around. When you talk to him, he just brightens up your day. When it comes to in-game Ghostyferret, though, I've been saying this for a while. I've been saying that I think that he shouldn't necessarily deserve to be on Fraud Watch, mostly because he should have never been put on that pedestal to begin with. And that is all I have to say about Ghostyferret.
All right. Well, we all love Ghostyferret here, and we will be seeing him in a short 5 minutes as we conclude this desk segment and head to the first game of the night, which is the Los Angeles Earthquake taking on the New York Bagels. So be on the lookout for that, starting in a short 5 minutes. And I've been Demoni, joined by Brundlin and Luke. This has been The Desk, and I wish you all a swell night as we advance into the games for today. All right. Welcome back to BSN. Getting underway here in just under a minute, or just over a minute. The Los Angeles Earthquakes taking on the New York Bagels. Should be an interesting matchup. The Earthquakes wearing their alts designed by their very own and our very own Konechny. I am joined by my side is Luke, The color
Hello.
commentator for tonight and streamer. Directing this game is ZL1 and reffing is Brundlin. Hello, Luke. How are you doing?
I don't really know how much you want me to speak on that.
Yeah.
It's gonna turn into a trauma
we know,
dump
man.
stream. Yeah. Malibu Marshmallows. 3-2.
Yeah, rough go last night.
Yeah.
You have a lot of time to think it over and fix things, though.
And like this is like totally for anyone watching right now, this is totally like not, you know, for content for the stream. I went to an abandoned parking lot and just sat there last night. Had to think things through, figure out, you know, what went wrong here in Malibu, and you know, we're making some changes, changing things up. We'll see how it goes. But enough about that. Bagels versus Earthquake should be an explosive matchup. I'm expecting to see a lot of goal scoring, particularly from one side more than the other one.
Yeah, the Earthquakes have the most goals allowed in the league, I believe. I know they definitely have the most shots allowed. But their defense this season has been very rough, and their offense just has not been able to get things going. As we mentioned in the desk segment, Ghostyferret, the first overall pick, is really looking to beat the fraud allegations. And he'll be starting Vaculate Beef on the line as his forward with TJF 101, the team's manager, benching himself. Vaculate Beef winning it forward, almost getting a shot on Youppi. He'll pass it over to Emdravel. His P3 finds the back of the net. 6 seconds is all they need. The Bagels are on top, 1-0.
I mean, that's probably about as rough of a start as you can get. Opening faceoff, Vaculate Beef winning it, but losing it instantly to Youppi, who passes it over to Emdravel. Emdravel just taking one little dribble before slapping it down the ice, scoring a great goal in the opening seconds of this game. That's going to hurt the Earthquake's mental more than anything that could possibly happen.
TJF did hold a team meeting with the Earthquake, I believe on Friday night or Thursday night, one of the two. Sources say he was kind of tweaked, but I'm sure he got some points across. I really hope the Earthquakes can find their groove after letting in one really rough early goal. Here's Vaculate Beef. Pickpocketed by Youppi. He gets past Ghostyferret. Youppi now getting a shot on Nikes. He's easily turned aside. Ghostyferret steals from him. Youppi will back off. Ferret looking to get around Emdravel, but he can't. He'll play passive. He'll let Vaculate Beef forecheck. Vaculate Beef getting his first real start on the line with Ghostyferret as Youppi gets a pass across. Ghostyferret defends the shot well as Emdravel really had a golden opportunity.
Looked like a repeat of the last goal almost. Youppi taking it down the right side, cutting across, passing to Emdravel on the left.
Ghostyferret curving around Emdravel and shooting. Glove down by Panda Man. What a save there, flashing the leather and dropping it for Youppi. Here's Youppi storming down the ice, getting past Ghostyferret into Nikes, and he'll turn that aside. Tough save to make with Youppi's crit chaining, but no sweat for Nikes. Here's Ghostyferret in the corner, freeing it out from behind his own net. Youppi will defend that. Puck is back in the Bagels' possession. Youppi will take it behind his own net. Chased by Vaculate Beef. He has an opportunity to get it into the hands of Ghostyferret, who will send one into the corner. No room on that P3. And Youppi will just take it back for the Bagels. Ghostyferret hits a nice pullback on Youppi, saved by Panda Man off Ghostyferret's power 3. For those who don't know, power 3 is the highest power you can use when shooting a puck. Here's Youppi breaking in, but it's defended by Ghostyferret. He pulls it back on Youppi. They have to get back. Ghostyferret, 2-on-1, has a P3, hits the post. Panda Man almost own goaling it again. We've seen that from him twice this season. He's gotten very mad at himself both times.
Ghostyferret's still out there. I don't know what his SAM is, but he must be feeling the burn in his legs right now, getting a little bit of slow.
Ghostyferret really looking for one as he finally changes for TJF 101. I believe Quake TFA is missing the game for the Earthquakes, so TJF will fill his spot, lining with Konechny on the second line. Here's TJF, steals from Tango, almost has a breakaway, but Tango gets back to it on the back check. Great read to prevent the breakaway. He'll try to spring top rages, and he does, but Konechny, able to defend, pushes him into the corner. Top rages, regrouping at center ice with Tango. Here's Tango breaking around Konechny, but he's able to get the swat off. Tango bringing it behind the Earthquake net. TJF 101 retrieves that puck. Chased by Tango. TJ still trying to wrestle it free from the corner. Tango hits the pullback. Tries a move, but whiffs on the puck. So we really don't know what was in his bag there.
I'm actually surprised at how well the Earthquakes have kind of regained their composure since that first goal. They've actually, I would say, been matching the Earthquakes pretty good right now.
Yeah, the Earthquakes really are not having too much trouble as Tango gets a really free P3 shot off there. Nobody there to defend it, but Nixie is able to shoulder that one away. Here's Vaculate Beef, a pass up to Ghostyferret, the P3, glove down by Pandaman, and he'll hold.
Great shot from Ghostyferret. I mean, I don't know how much you saw that, but he had he got the pass from Vaculate Beef, pulled it back to open up a little bit more space before taking a P3 right into Pandaman's chest. I'm actually really liking what we're seeing from Ferret. Maybe the accusations were wrong about him.
It is harder than it looks, the move that Ferret pulled off. Here's Vaculate Beef maintaining possession, but has it pickpocketed by Youppi. Obviously, Youppi's experience will win against the S20 first overall pick, Vaculate Beef, who has not fully made his strides into the major leagues yet. Here's Emdravel, breaking into the zone, trying to pressure Vaculate Beef, who whiffs on the pass. Emdravel has it expertly poked away by Vaculate Beef. Back for his line mate, Ghostyferret. Ghostyferret has room, P3's it off the post, and Panaman will clear it. Both him and Emdravel getting back into that crease. The Bagels really cautious not to own goal here. As I mentioned it before, Emdravel almost getting past Vaculate Beef, but he's able to recover. 25 seconds left on the clock now. Earthquakes outdoing the Bagels in the shot clock. Really not what we expected going into this game. Vaculate Beef has Ghostyferret. He has an open net, but it's swatted away by Youppi. Youppi looking for more. 7 seconds left, but it's poked away by Ghostyferret. On the back check, Ghostyferret has been playing the best period of hockey that he's played so far this season.
Yeah, and if right there, Ghostyferret looking to make a pullback for some reason with only 5 seconds left. Really no time to get down the ice. And that's just that almost leads to a quick goal against. As the clip review decides it doesn't want to function.
The puck was sitting right in front of the net, but not enough time to get to it, and Vaculate Beef was there, I believe, if he wanted to ping that one. So definitely a dominant period from the Earthquakes, which is not exactly what we expected.
I don't know if I'd say
they've made it pretty. Oh yeah,
dominant. It was pretty even, I would say. It's just it probably just felt like dominance from the Earthquakes because this is the best they've ever played.
Dominance compared to what we've seen from them so far this season.
Now, do you think that the Earthquakes are just playing above their normal level, or do you think that the Bagels are playing down?
I really think the Earthquakes have unlocked something. Because the Bagels don't look too different from how they usually play. Youppi is passing to Emdravel a lot more than we saw against the Blizzard. Pandaman is playing exceptionally well, going 6 for 6 in the first period, but I really do think the Earthquakes have something going into this game. They had that chip on their shoulder from being so taunted and playing below the level that they'd expect. Going to the season, they were ranked second, I believe. Second to the Bagels. And they've certainly been proving themselves to have the talent to be able to carry themselves against a good team like this. I'm very curious to see how these second lines will perform in the second period. The players to watch in the pregame analysis were Konechny and Tango, who have both been relatively silent. At least Connecty's been silent on the Earthquake in the one game that he played. And Tango has not done too much in terms of production for the Bagels. Definitely less than you'd expect of him.
I just want to say, like, real fast, Vaculate Beef, not necessarily getting a ton of time in the BHL or the BHCL, and now he's playing against the best player of all time. Huge respect to him for not even only pulling his weight, but honestly giving the Earthquake a little bit of a boost than they're normally used to.
I agree. He has looked pretty incredible for his standards to start this game.
His standards.
Considering well, he hasn't
play.
I believe in Vac personally, but he has not really broken into the BHL or BHCL yet. Second period is underway. Ghostyferret taking some time behind his net. Looking to get one out for Vac, but he fakes that one. Not a wise move as Youppi's able to easily regain possession. He carries it past Vaculate Beef right into the Earthquake's corner. Tries to hammer one out for Emdravel, but whiffs on the pass. And Ghostyferret's able to steal. The other way is Ghostyferret. Ferret and Youppi have won countless cups together. I believe 3 or 4 even. Youppi shadowing Ghostyferret as he dangles around nobody in his own zone. Youppi still able to pull it back. Gets a pass out for Emdravel. Almost has the lead, but that's going to be a penalty on Vaculate Beef as he whacked him.
Honestly, I think that Youppi's the kind of player that picks up on the flaws of teams. And I think that we're going to very quickly see the Bagels double-teaming Ghostyferret. Because Ghostyferret has really not tried to pass it across to Vaculate Beef yet. Looks like he's trying to do all the work himself in terms of offense, forecheck. So I think that we're going to see the Bagels change their game plan pretty quickly.
More than ever, Brunlin mentioned this in the desk. Youppi knows the playstyles of the Earthquakes more than any team, considering his history with all of their members. So we will see how this Bagels power play works against the Earthquakes penalty killer Konechny. There's a pass out to Tango from top rages. He has to tag up. Nikes with a sharp sliding save. He'll drop it for Konechny. Konechny, 7 seconds left on this power play. He's done a good job of killing it thus far. Only allowed 1 shot as top rages out for Tango from the corner. Looks to get a shot off, but he whiffs. Here's Konechny down the other way. Chased by both Bagels into the corner. Konechny trying to get it out for TJF. Unable to do so. Tango trying to free it and clear it, but he can't. TJF holding the line. Pass from top rages out to Tango. Nice short pass there to spring him. Tango is past TJF. Almost gets the shot off, but TJF 101. Masterful stick work there to prevent the shot. TJF, known as one of the best pure defense players in the league, was a cup finalist last season with the Seattle Golden Eagles. Here's top rages driving the middle. Can't get a shot away as TJF forces him to the boards. Up for Konechny. He'll break into the middle. Whiffs on the puck a couple times. Youppi takes advantage. Pulls back. Looking for the shot. Youppi goes far side, and it's in. 2-0 Bagels.
And that's rough. When Youppi gets out there, you really want Ghostyferret there to match him. Konechny just having a little bit of a whiff on the center of the ice. Just completely freeing up Youppi to take a chance to bring it down. TJF was there for a chance to make a good defensive play. However, Youppi, I think, caught everyone by surprise. As you can see, the Earthquake's kind of fumbling around with it for a second. And Youppi just gets a one-on-one with Nexys, and he does not miss those.
The Earthquakes really just have fallen apart so far in this second period, as we are exactly halfway through. We'll see if they can pull it back and replicate what they had in the first. Face off at center ice. Gets underway. Emdravel immediately winning it forward. Nice ping there to keep the Earthquakes from reaching the red line. Ghostyferret has room in his own zone.
Still not passing to
Looking
Beef.
forward on the boards. Yeah, no pass there, but he gets the shot off. Panaman, easy glove there, as it was going wide anyways. That puck is sent out of play by Youppi.
You know, if you're Will Neff right now, you might be losing, but this is the best the Earthquakes have ever looked. There's a part of you that is excited about this.
Yeah, I agree. I want to see what they can do. Ghostyferret really hasn't made too many mechanical errors. As you said, he's still not really using Vaculate Beef or passing to him at all. Even though he is the forward on this line, I feel like there's just not any chemistry there.
Yeah, it looks like the plan has just been for Vac to forecheck and Ghostyferret to play defense, and then if Ghostyferret gets the puck, he's going to bring it up himself.
Ghostyferret, with lines like Radium and Penley back in the S20 finals, they were really able to complement each other. They had a similar dynamic to Ghostyferret and Vaculate Beef. The only difference is Penley really used his line mate, so that's what made him so unguardable in that series. Here's Endravel forechecking Ghostyferret. Ferret behind his own net, able to fend off the forecheck. Still not looking for Vaculate Beef, even though he is open. You really have to wonder what his thought process is. If what he's doing isn't working, then why would he keep doing it?
You know, honestly, it worked the first period, but like I said, you know, the Youppi and the Bagels, they're a team that's going to pick up on players' habits, and eventually they're going to adapt to it. And I think that's what we've seen, is they've adapted to it, and the Earthquakes have just not caught on to that.
Exactly. Both second lines on the ice now, as Konechny will clamp up Tango. Youppi still on for the Bagels, the only first liner that has not changed yet. Konechny breaking in. That's a penalty on LA. Oh, penalty on the Bagels. The ref made an error when...
yeah. Well, if you want your get back, right now is basically the time that you're going to go for it.
Oh, and Youppi is going to be going to the box.
The Earthquake go to the power play.
Huge opportunity here for the Earthquake to at least get one goal on the board. It's going to be interesting to see, as both teams will have traded power plays in this second period. Konechny wins it back for Ghostyferret. He can't get the P3 off, and Tenga will clear it all the way back to LA zone. Here's Konechny, sprung by Ghostyferret. Konechny whiffs on it. A terrible play, but Ghostyferret recovers. Ghostyferret now taking his sweet time. Has Tango defending the shot. Ghostyferret over for Konechny, another whiff. Konechny has not... he is just not warm as he gets a nice shot off, but Panaman able to glove that. I'm not sure if that was heading for the net or not, but that'll conclude the period, as the Earthquakes weren't really defended all that well on the power play, but they just failed to capitalize. Konechny whiffing 2 shots in a row.
Yeah, and I'm going to pull up the replay of that last shot real fast. Absolutely heartbreaking, as Ghostyferret gets a wide open pass over to Konechny. Konechny, with all the time in the world, clicks once and then jumps over the puck, just completely ruining any chance of getting a goal there. That's probably more deflating than a lot of things when it comes to morale, especially if you're Nick.
Are the lights too bright? I think they might be.
They might
I think
be.
the lights might be too bright.
They might be.
I don't know. We'll have to see. Our ref Brundlin looking to give some analysis. I'm curious to have him shed some light on this.
All right. So, in my opinion, on that first line Ghostyferret, he's just isolating back. I mean, he's just like a statue. He needs to use him more. Like, he's open on the cross passes. The Bagels aren't even really covering him. I mean, they're just really just focusing on Ferret right now. And that's something that I feel like Ferret needs to open up his game, because he's getting nothing going by himself. Konechny, Konechny and TJ were cooking, but Konechny late there, he has to bury those chances. I think TJ and Konechny is going to get him the best hope at winning this game. In my opinion, the Bagels aren't even looking like that good right now. They're not looking at the top of their game. The shots are even. If LA can get one here early, I feel like this could definitely change.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
mean that's basically exactly what we were saying. Is that the Ghostyferret kind of just taking it by himself, and they've caught on to it. They know what's going on there.
Vaculate Beef really just seems like he's kind of there, not really contributing as much as he'd want to, which is, no fault of his own. Some people mobbing the camera right now. I'm not sure if that's on stream, but
That's sadly
definitely a
not.
funny sight to see. Next period in 20 seconds. Luke, do you think the Earthquakes could pull this one out against the Bagels?
If you asked me in the first intermission, I would say 100% yes. Now I'm a little bit less confident about that. But I think that if there's a game they're going to come back with a crazy win, it is this game. Ghostyferret has probably played this game at near the peak of any game I've ever seen him play. He hasn't gotten on the board for it, but just some of the plays he's making has been absolutely insane. I really want to see him use Vac more so that he's not getting double teamed.
Panaman having a lot less work in that second period as he only faced 2 shots. Here's Nixie's. He makes a glove. Ghostyferret in his own zone with it. I apologize if you can hear my dog barking in the stream. Somebody just entered the fucking house or something. Youppi behind the net.
Looks like they're sticking true to their plan of hard Vac Beef forecheck. As Ghostyferret now brings it behind the goal. It's Ghostyferret versus Youppi, both trying to get it out of the puck but maintain possession. Youppi comes out on top, but Ghostyferret pings it away. Ends up on Imdravel's stick, who goes for a shot but not able to quite get it off, so Ghostyferret will now bring it behind the corner once again, trying to get it out. Again, not using Vac Beef, so Imdravel can just pressure him all day and not have to worry about anything as they fumble in front of Nixie's. Right, Ghostyferret finally comes back with the puck.
Thank you for taking over, Luke. Some technical difficulties there. Here's Ghostyferret in the corner looking for something. Pressured by Imdravel. Gets away from him. Almost gets the shot away, but Imdravel giving him no room on the half wall. Sent back for Tango. Imdravel will change for Top Rages. Here's Konechny stealing from Tango. Breaking in. He scores! Konechny redeeming himself. And it's 2-1.
And just like that, this game looks so much more winnable for the Earthquakes. I mean, Konechny just pickpocketing Tango, stiffing him on the boards. For people that don't play Minecraft, don't play Blockey Hockey, there's this little thing called Entity Collision. And it's beautifully at display here. When Tango and Konechny both pinch, Tango gets pushed back, basically making him a second behind on the play, giving Konechny a wide open chance to score, and he sends it home, making it 2-1 for the Bagels. Cutting the lead in half.
The Bagels are especially tough to come back against, with Youppi being one of the best players at establishing mental for their team. It's going to be interesting seeing the ending of this game, seeing how the Earthquakes are able to counter the Bagels. As here's Tango, 2-on-1 developing, but it's stopped by TJF. TJF has it along the boards. We have yet to see Prime Time really activate for TJF, as that is his nickname among the Blockey community.
That's a self-proclaimed nickname,
yeah,
by the way. I want to put it out there. We did not give him that name. Let's take another quick look back at that goal.
No, Brundlin is right, the ref talking in chat. He's really, he's kind of right. TJF's really the only one who calls himself Prime Time, but we'll see if he can prove it on this line with Konechny, as they're the only line that have scored so far. Here's Tango springing Top Rages. TJF dropping back and reading that play. Konechny up for it. Loses it to Top Rages. Forced into the Earthquake's corner. Top Rages really working it deep on TJF. TJF able to come away with it, though. TJ looking for more. Konechny unable to get it. TJ pass to the middle. Tango can't defend it. Konechny hits it too far. Top Rage is forcing TJ back into his own zone. Good forecheck there. Top Rage is almost able to free it from the net and get a shot off. Here's Youppi getting around Konechny. Breaking in. Great swat by Konechny.
I believe that was TJF, actually.
It might have been TJF.
Mr. Primetime.
But both Earthquakes were there to make the ping. Here's Konechny defended by Youppi. Youppi can't work it out of the corner. Konechny really trying to clear. Youppi dropping back and regrouping. His curve doesn't fool Ghostyferret. Emdravel taking it around. Emdravel's in. Can't get the shot away as Vaculate Beef defends it. Minute 26 on the clock. Earthquakes need one to keep this game alive. Ghostyferret along the far boards, stopped by Youppi. Looking for more, but Vaculate Beef is back for that one. The Vac attack. Looking for Ghostyferret. Up the ice. Emdravel's pass. Fails. A minute left in regulation. Like I said, Earthquake need to tie it.
I think on that forecheck right there, Ghostyferret looking like he's turning his head, looking for the pass, but Youppi pinging it away, so unable to get there. And the Earthquake pulled the goalie.
The Earthquake will pull Knightsy's 12, who definitely has had one of the worst games in comparison to the games he's played this year. Here's Ghostyferret with a blast! Glove down by Pandaman. Youppi taking the feed from Pandaman. Unable to clear the zone. Ghostyferret really trying to keep it in. Vaculate Beef unable to stop Youppi. He breaks into the zone, unable to get a shot off though. 17 seconds left. Konechny storming down the ice. Tango will bring it behind the net. Bagels have to kill this. Konechny getting it out to Ghostyferret. Ferret along the boards behind the net. One last opportunity. It's taken away by Youppi. And the Bagels will win this game. They hang on to take it 2-1.
And if you're the Earthquake, I, as a Malibu Marshmallow, can almost guarantee I can tell you how they feel. They are so sad to come so close to winning, or even not necessarily winning, but getting a point on one of the best teams, feeling like they played to their best so far, and coming away with nothing to show for it.
An incredible showing from both sides, but ultimately the Bagels just more talent on that front. The Earthquakes actually outshot the Bagels 11-9. The first time I think we've seen them outshoot their opponent this season.
Ghostyferret
besides the
played
popcorn games.
phenomenal
Those
in
don't
that
count.
game.
I
didn't-
agree.
he
Ghostyferret
didn't get
really is back.
Anything to show for it. Not even notching a point, but man, he played his heart out. That's tough if you're an Earthquake fan or if you're Ghostyferret.
Yeah, definitely tough, but this game really has to give you hope if you're cheering for the Earthquake. Don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, you're hopeful, but you're kind of scared at the same time with them not getting many wins, except for I believe the 2 against the Popcorn, correct?
Yes.
That was so fraudulent.
They got to figure something out soon. We're getting really deep into their season. They're gonna miss playoffs, even if they play like this. If you don't get points, Malibu Marshmallows, then you're gonna miss.
I mean, the Earthquakes are narrowly in a playoff spot right now, tied with the Nebraska Popcorn and 1 point ahead of the Malibu Marshmallows. It's going to be interesting to see how the rest of the season plays out. But that team meeting seems to have helped them. They've pulled some things together. Their game looked a lot cleaner than it was against the Blue Ridge Blizzard when they lost 6-1 in that heartbreaking blowout. But I believe that'll do it for this game. Our next game in roughly 15 minutes will be the Nebraska Popcorn taking on the Paris Pigeons. So stay tuned for that. More thrilling blocky hockey ahead. All right, hello. Apologies. I'm Demoni. I'm doing the play-by-play. This is our second game of the night. I'm joined by Luke doing color commentary. Today we will be seeing the Paris Pigeons taking on the Nebraska Popcorn. The Pigeons undefeated in regulation. Their only loss was in overtime against Luke's Malibu Marshmallows. Walk us through what you've seen from the Pigeons this season, Luke. I agree. Spooky Mount has not been more on top of his game than he has been the past few games this season. He's been incredible for the Popcorn. Got them their first points and got them their first win. But on the other side, we have Pludz, who struggled last game, but so far has looked elite in net for the Pigeons. And he really is one of the most elite goalies in the Blockey Hockey League. And just in general. Well, I could tell you that the Pigeons don't lapse on defense too often. So we really should be seeing a low-scoring game here with Spooky Mount. Spooky Mount does thrive in those situations where he gets a lot of shots on him, keeps him warm, and he's really just one of the most, if not the most effective goalies with the glove we've ever seen. Yeah, maybe a little bit too effective, some would say. Yeah, I'm sure. Our players to watch for today are Brundlin and Transports. Brundlin for the Popcorn obviously had one of the best nights of his career thus far. Brundlin been in the Blockey Hockey community for a few years, longer than most. And he popped off last night, scoring 1 goal in the OT loss against the Surge and 2 in the win against the Marshmallows. So...
yeah, it's... Jumping in here first, hi, I'm Luke. I'm doing color commentary. Demoni's been talking to himself for just a moment.
Bad technical difficulties there. His mic was not working.
Basically, what I had said when asked to explain
DDoSed.
how things are going is I think that the goaltenders in this game are both absolutely insane. You have a really great defensive team on the Paris Pigeons with ohLuvv basically being their main offensive firepower. And the other players on the Paris Pigeons not necessarily being that much of a threat on their own, so it'll be really interesting to see. I said in the pregame show that of any teams that I think that the Nebraska Popcorns could take down, it would be the Malibu Marshmallows and the Paris Pigeons. So we'll see if they can hold up taking down the Marshmallows last night, if they can finish it off and take down the Pigeons today.
Couldn't agree more. Face-off underway. Lil Ghostyferret and Farabee, the starting line for the Popcorn still, going up against ohLuvv and ohLuvv. ohLuvv, as you mentioned, an offensive firepower. He gets a quick pass out to ohLuvv. That's blocked by Farabee. Lil Ghostyferret will steal from ohLuvv. Puck is sent back for Farabee, who blasts one into the Paris Pigeon zone. ohLuvv steals, pass up for ohDoggy. Masterful ping by Farabee there to prevent the chance. Little Ghostyferret crouching in front of that. Almost gets a shot off, but ohLuvv is able to block that one down. ohDoggy breaking past Farabee. Farabee able to recover and clear the zone. Paris Pigeons will regroup. ohLuvv's pass errant into the stick of Lil Ghostyferret, aka Jaden.
Pretty explosive first opening minutes here for two defensive teams. It's been back and forth, and although there's only been one shot registered on net, some great chances both ways. Great plays all around.
Yeah, we really have not seen that low event hockey that we've come to expect with these two teams. As here's Lil Ghostyferret breaking into the zone. ohLuvv winning it back, though. Up for transports. Brundlund picks that. Gets the P3 off. What a glove by Pluds. An incredible save.
That is exactly what you need going up against Brandon. Brandon known for taking those hard-to-save P3 shots where your positioning is not going to save you. You need to get your glove on it, and that's exactly what Pluds does, making it so the Popcorn do not take an early lead. Noobly Bridge.
Oh, Noobly Bridge finally getting some action. A fan favorite here, as he was the third-round pick for the Popcorn. That did raise some eyebrows, but he really has not gotten the playing time you'd expect with Brandon rating him so highly in the draft. And here he is now with the puck. Battling against transports. Breaks it out of the corner. Pluds able to paddle that one away. Transports. Getting a lead pass out for Caspit. He gets past Noobly Bridge. Gets the shot on Spooky Mount. That's pinged out of the crease. Out to transports. He'll mistouch it. But Noobly Bridge unable to capitalize it. Noobly Bridge letting transports past him. Transports breaking into the Popcorn corner. We'll see what he could do here. Noobly Bridge able to clear. Brundlund looking for more, but it's sent out to Caspit. Great play there by transports to read Brundlund's play and simultaneously pass it out for Caspit as Brandon takes that half-court shot that we know him so well for. Easily gloved down by Pluds. He leads it out for Caspit, transports does. Noobly Bridge will steal from him. Farabee's on the ice for Brundlund, as both first lines will look to change on now.
Noobly Bridge kind of looking confused for some reason, like he was looking for a call or something. I didn't see a hit.
Noobly Bridge really has not shown too much impact so far, but he hasn't necessarily been a negative for the Popcorn, I wouldn't say. Here's ohDoggy looping around the net, looking in front for ohLuvv. ohLuvv blasts one into the arm of Lil Ghostyferret. Farabee will retrieve the rebound, leaves it for ohLuvv, who gets one out to ohDoggy. His blast into Jaden again. Jaden blocking 2 shots in a row. He's really feeling that one.
And you got to give that man a standing ovation, just taking those shots in stride and still playing on.
He's a warrior. ohDoggy breaking into the zone, past Farabee. Unable to get past him, loops around the net. Looking for the other side now. Getting one out to ohLuvv, who's outside the zone. He will misplay it into the hands of Farabee. Farabee now faking out ohDoggy. What a fake there. Can't get past ohLuvv, though. He'll pickpocket him. ohLuvv has 2 Popcorn on him. Can't get the pass out to ohDoggy, though. That would have been a dangerous chance. ohLuvv hits a nice tight curve on Jaden, but his pass is defended well by Farabee. Jaden breaking into the Pigeon zone. 57 seconds left on the clock as ohLuvv is one-on-one with Brundlund. He'll send one into the neutral zone. Brandon will forecheck now. Transports elects to go up the board. Brandon misplays it. Noobly Bridge able to force it back to the corner. Good read there from the young gun. Caspit now. Well defended by Noobly Bridge as Brandon looks to break the other way. Brandon in the corner, breaking out. Shot and saved by Pluds.
Brandon playing at his most recent peak ever since the game's evolved. Brandon has honestly been a really impressive player this game.
I agree. He was impressive this last game as well as this game. He's really shifted his mentality. I think he has said before that he needs to pretend he's the best player on the ice. And that delusion is working out for him so far. No complaints here.
We'll see him get a quick shot off in the last 30 seconds of play. Right after that, there was actually a hit on one of the players. I didn't see exactly what team it was, but a little bit surprised that the ref kept the whistle away there. And then almost immediately after that, we see Transports walking away from the puck with just a couple seconds left. Transport's known for making some weird plays. Almost gave it up with just
Transports.
a couple seconds.
Go ahead.
I was just basically
Okay.
reaffirming my thought.
I apologize, but Transports, really known as a pass-first defenseman, sometimes making some weird plays. He does have that the question mark with his game sense. Sometimes it doesn't translate. But another rivalry we've seen on this team is Brundlin and Caspit, both second liners. Brundlin has certainly outperformed Caspit so far. I believe Caspit is mainly a forechecking type of forward, but Brandon really defines himself as a scorer.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, that second line for the Paris Pigeons just honestly a little bit weak in terms of offense. Transport's very reliant on his line mate. We saw him last season playing with Dripsky, did absolutely amazing, mostly because of Dripsky's offensive firepower. Right now you have Caspit, who, not a bad player necessarily, but just not someone who's going to get you a ton of goals. And I think that we're seeing the second line diff, which is a really weird thing to say for the Popcorn. And that makes the shots 5-1 for the Nebraska Popcorn, which is kind of scary if you're the Pigeons, because Popcorn's whole plan is to let a ton of shots on goal go against them and just have them saved by Spooky Mount. So only getting one shot against the Popcorn it's a little bit of a red flag.
That is brutal. The Popcorn have been peppering them, more specifically Brandon. But if you are the Paris Pigeons, you really want to see more offensive production out of Caspit.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's necessarily Caspit that needs to, get it together. ohLuvv and ohDoggy, they're not playing bad by any means, but they just have not gotten a quality shot that hasn't gone into the body of a defenseman. So it's really interesting to see. They were looking pretty dominant against the first line, especially the second shift. But it'll just be remain to see if they can pick things up.
Carl was mentioning at intermission how the Paris Pigeons were on fraud watch in between the last game and this one, and we're really seeing that play out with the Popcorn outperforming them in this first period. Second period underway though. ohDoggy pulling it back on Farabee. Can't get anything going from it. Jane's pass out to Farabee. That's misplayed into the hitbox of ohLuvv. Spooky Mount playing that out for little Ghostyferret. Jaden's pass ends up on the stick of ohDoggy. The P3 blast from ohLuvv. Masterfully gloved down by Spooky Mount. They won't play it. I believe the puck was invisible for the Popcorn. That's a bit of a game bug that tends to happen. It was obviously not invisible for the stream as Jaden blocks his third shot of the night. This guy is not stopping, and ohDoggy finally breaks through. Off the pass from ohLuvv, the Pigeons knock 4 shots down, and one finally goes in within just 45 seconds of this second period.
Yeah, that's rough if you're the Popcorn. They just got peppered with shots for 50 seconds straight right there. Popcorn quadrupling their shots from the the Paris Pigeons quadrupling their shots from the first period. I think they heard Carl Jacobs calling them frauds and decided they needed to show what they actually are.
That might be a caster's curse moment.
Thanks, Carl.
Because
you're letting the Ludwig team win.
They've certainly proven themselves not to be washed so far in the second period. Here's ohDoggy, defended by Farabee, breaking it out to the middle, but ohLuvv easily reads that one. ohLuvv looking for more, gets a shot far side, but Spooky Mount able to find that puck. ohDoggy fumbling it on the boards, forced back into his own zone. Jaden will hold him at the line. Jaden looking for the P3 far side, but Pludds will glove that one down. Shots are even now. Little Ghostyferret looking to put the popcorn up, but he whiffs on the P3.
Farabee accidentally pulling it back right there instead of taking a shot. Not as bad as we've seen some of the other incidental pullbacks, but...
Not what you want to see. It's definitely one of the funniest mechanics as Transports tries to get a shot off, but Brandon able to just barely catch up on that back check. Here's Newbly Bridge now, breaking past Transports. He beats him to the puck, but unable to capitalize. Newbly back with it in his own zone. Caspit blocks it in front, almost gets a shot off, but it's wide. Caspit, a great block there, great pass to Transports. Spooky Mount will glove that one down, he'll play it. Playing the puck has really become the meta for these goalies after gloving it down, since offensive zone faceoffs are fairly hard to stop if they're executed correctly by the attacking team. Brundlin able to clear the popcorn zone, looking for more, but both Pigeons back for that puck to force it into the corner. Transports trying to beat Brundlin. He can't. Caspit doesn't find the puck. He eventually does. He sends it a little too far and onto the stick of Newbly Bridge. Knocks it into the corner. Caspit successfully pressures. Looking for ohDoggy at the point, but Brundlin defends that pass. Brundlin getting it up for Farabee, fresh off the bench. Here's ohDoggy, breaking into the zone. Curving around, I believe he was looking for a shooting lane, but Farabee did deny it. And I believe it was Brundlin who got that initial ping off. Little Ghostyferret on now, both first lines. Little Ghostyferret beats ohLuvv. His P3 is wide. ohDoggy retrieves the rebound. Stopped at the blue line by Farabee, who grazes the outside of the post. Floods his glove to no effect as he drops it, and Farabee's able to successfully pressure.
This looks like the tides have turned now compared to the first shift.
Just a minute 30 left as ohDoggy again looking for that shooting lane, but little Ghostyferret denying him. Oh, ohDoggy may have it here. ohDoggy, I believe he was looking for that P3, but Farabee swatting that one away, and ohDoggy gets one off. But Spooky Mount able to glove it down. ohLuvv now breaking past Farabee, breaking past Jaden. Spooky Mount robs him with the glove again.
Great save from Spooky Mount.
An abundance of glove saves in this game so far from both goalies.
Can't tell from the broadcast angle if that was going in or if that was going wide, but either way, Spooky Mount doing what he does best and making sure that no matter where that puck was going, it was not in the net.
I believe that was going in.
Why is ohLuvv standing at center ice?
It did count as a shot. Here's Farabee now. Over for Jaden. He has a minute left. He P3's one. Pludds smothers that one. He'll drop it for Caspit. Caspit past Brundlin. Caspit and Brundlin did have a grudge match 1v1 long ago where Caspit won 13-12. Many blocky old heads, as we call them, have that incident still fresh in their memory as Caspit gets a P3 off. That's gloved down by Spooky Mount. He plays out for Brandon, 2-on-1 developing. He'll let Caspit get back his P3. Easily read by Transports. Brandon fails to make it past the red line. Newbly Bridge will. He's blocked by Caspit, though. Transports now. Dumps one into the popcorn zone. Newbly Bridge, one last shot up for Brandon. Brandon really looking to get Nebraska on the board with the dying seconds of this period, but it's no use, as that will conclude the second period. Paris logging 10 shots in that period, while Nebraska only had 3.
Yeah, I mean, Nebraska, it's basically a battle of who's going to come out on top, the first lines or the second lines. So far, first line is the only team to get a goal, as the second line for Nebraska has honestly been extremely good, putting on a lot of firepower, especially Brandon. Nothing to show for it just yet, getting 4 more shots on goal already than they had in their matchup against the Marshmallows. But this time, no goals from those 4 shots. Certainly not 3 of them, at least.
I'm sure that really hurts seeing 8 of Nebraska's shots not go in.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how that
happens.
Like, I thought every time you shoot the puck, it's supposed to go in the net. So
well, we've seen Pludz play some pretty elite goaltender. To be fair, he's been perfect through 2 periods. We'll see if he can close it out to help the Pigeons pull this one away from the popcorn.
Being a goalie for Brandon last season, probably having a lot of scrims against him, a lot of practices. He knows how Brandon plays. If anyone's going to stop him in terms of goaltending, it is probably Pludz, and that is exactly what he's doing right now.
One of Pludz's main weaknesses last season was highlighted very well in the Storm versus Freedom series, in which the Storm lost. For context, Pludz was on the Storm. His just shots from the boards really seemed to thwart him. And so far this game, he has really proven that narrative wrong. He's gloved down a lot of them. He's been in the right position to be able to just smother those pucks.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. We got 1 more regulation period to play. What's your predictions coming up?
Listen, I think Pludz, he's an elite guy. I think he can hold the popcorn off for 1 more period. I think he can. I'm not gonna say it, but I'm sure you know what I'm thinking. I think Paris pulls this one out. I don't think they make too many defensive mistakes. They seem to have cleaned it up in the second period, and they've really gotten the offense going too. So all momentum is in their favor. It's gonna be interesting to see, but I've got the Pigeons taking this one.
Any more goals in this game?
I really can't see it, honestly. All right, well, the third period underway. ohLuvv getting it past Farabee, curving around, gets a shot off into the mask of Spooky Mount. That one's gonna rattle him. A lot of Paris shots. ohLuvv, we've really seen that signature P3 from the boards. He breaks it out of the corner along the boards and just turns around and blasts one at the net. We've seen that a lot from him this season. Certainly added that to his bag, as ohLuvv really is pointing that out in chat as I'm saying it. ohLuvv has it taken taken from him by little Ghostyferret. He's able to recover. The touch is too far and into the hands of Farabee. Farabee now breaking past ohLuvv. He's in, but Pludz. Actually, no, that was swatted away by ohLuvv. Excuse me.
Nebraska coming out pretty strong right here in the first minute of play in the third period.
I mean, it's been pretty even with their first lines. ohLuvv gets a pass out to ohLuvv. He almost gets the shot away, but Farabee able to catch up. ohLuvv trying that short side P3 from the boards again. He gets it on net, but Spooky Mount, he's made 2 strong saves to start this period. Farabee now met at the blue line by ohLuvv. He'll clamp him up. Jaden can't hold it. ohLuvv has an open shot, but Spooky Mount in the right position, and he'll turn that one aside with his pads. Here's Transports trying to curve Jaden. Doesn't work. Jaden gets a shot on. It's a weak one, and Pludz is able to paddle that one out to the corner. Here's Transports. Has room. Elects to take it right up into the stick of Newblybridge, and then even worse, he whiffs on it. That allows Newblybridge to pressure. He's able to clear the zone, but it's up for Brandon. Brandon now, trying to get a pass out for Newblybridge. Foot race with Caspit. Brandon wins that, but Caspit still able to force it into the popcorn corner. 2:39 to go. We haven't seen much action since those first 2 ohDoggy shots. Our first 3. Actually, the third one was ohLuvv's, but still. Caspit getting it past Brandon, but Noobly Bridge there to block the shot. And Caspit's P3. He can't find the short side on Spooky Mount. Mount will spring Brandon, who gets past Transports, but Pludz will ping that one out of his crease. Into the corner. Brandon still with it. Hits the pullback. Doesn't get the shot away. Noobly Bridge is P3. Shouldered away by Transports, and that shot is gloved down by Pludz before it finds the far side. Transports dekes out Brandon, going to the near boards, looking for the pass. Brandon steals. Brandon with a shot, and Pludz makes the save on the goal line.
Off the post on the goal line. That is a scary shot to save with your glove if you're a goalie. We've seen so many goalies go to save that very same shot only for it to end up an own goal. But Pludz able to glove it down, freeze the play, as we are now seeing a timeout for the Nebraska Popcorn. Looking like they might
Really
run a line of
interesting.
Farabee Brandon. This is a weird timeout.
Really interesting seeing Pludz almost let that one through. Obviously, he's very sharp with the glove. One of the sharpest in the league with his aim, but the positioning there was a little awkward. It seemed as if like he just left that short side open for a P3 sharpshooter like Brandon. That's not something you want to see.
I'm trying to figure out what the point of this timeout was right here.
Yeah, I'm intrigued too, but they might just they may be drawing up a play. That's really the only use I could see. But ohDoggy getting it off the face-off. Farabee able to ping that one away from him. Little Ghostyferret pressuring ohDoggy. 1:36 left in the game. Nebraska needs one. Jaden able to free it from the corner. Farabee will take it before ohLuvv pings it right back into the zone. Farabee can't beat ohLuvv. ohLuvv with the P3, glove down by Spooky Mount. He has 17 saves so far this game. This really has been a goalie duel, as Farabee's hit along the boards for a costly penalty, and Farabee gets a shot off. Pludz able to turn that one aside. Good kick save, and then ohLuvv triggers the delayed penalty. That was a big hit. Definitely close to the puck, but I understand why it was called. For those who don't know, any hit that's on the puck or adjudged to be by the ref is usually not called a penalty.
I believe
Simply
we might
because-
see Nebraska pull here.
Yeah, they do have 3 skaters on the ice. They're looking for that goal. And Brandon, one of the most aggressive IGLs in the league, I guess you could call him. He's going to be really looking for it. I imagine it's a pullback play. Oh, Brandon screening Pludz. Farabee pulling it back. Doesn't get anything off it. ohLuvv on the penalty kill. He leaves Brandon open. Brandon's P3. Saved by Pludz. Pludz drops it for Tucker.
What are they doing? What are they
The
doing?
Popcorn are not pressuring Tucker. Brandon breaks into the middle of the ice. ohLuvv able to pressure. 2 seconds left. Farabee has to get something going here. ohDoggy's out of the box. And ohDoggy looking for that empty netter. Brandon has the puck. That was a interesting play by the Popcorn on the power play. Farabee springs Brandon. That puck is sent wide, I believe, by Transports. 18 seconds to go. Transports clears up for ohDoggy. Looking to get past Jaden. And he will. And he won't. He will whiff on the empty netter. Brandon looking for it the other way. Transports pinging it behind the net. And Brandon out for Farabee, but Pludz a game-saving glove. As Farabee surely would have had that. An incredible glove by Pludz to end the game. Wow. A 14-save shutout in just his 3rd season in the major leagues. Pludz with an incredibly clutch glove.
The game-
0.0
Yeah,
reads
technically
the
not
game
over.
clock. And the Pigeons officially win this one over the Popcorn in a 1-0 nail-biter. Obviously highlighting the shutout by Pluds, who went perfect 14 for 14. That is a rare occurrence, having that many saves in a shutout. But we also have to highlight Spooky Mount, who had 17 on the other end for the Popcorn, only letting one in.
Yeah, those are some great shots. Not only do you see the shots on goal at being 17, but I want to also highlight Jaden real fast. Playing huge in terms of blocking pucks, getting to the net. Those don't register as shots on goal. So very, very good game defensively, or not, maybe not defensively, but keeping pucks out of net, I should say, for the Popcorn. Really, really, really interesting power play they had there. I believe what was happening is they were offsides, and they all kept running in one at a time, so the play was still offsides. They could not make up their minds, and it was like the Three Stooges out there. That is
a classic Nebraska Popcorn play.
Yeah, that was the weirdest thing I think I've seen in a long time, in terms of plays. And I was also part of a weird power play or goalie poll just last night, so I think that one might have outdone it, because that was interesting.
All right, well, an incredible showing from the Popcorn tonight, but they just couldn't crack Pluds, and the Paris Pigeons will narrowly get this win. Could this contribute to the Paris Pigeons fraud campaign?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Paris Pigeons, they looking like they came out strong in the beginning of the season, but really they had some fairly easy matchups, and even those they played pretty close. So I'm interested to see where things go in the future for Paris. I think that they're a playoff team, but if they keep playing like they currently are, I don't see them as being as a contender.
I agree. Our doggy's been a little not silent offensively. Obviously, he hit a goal today, but not what you would expect from someone with this much offensive talent and this much of a good group around him. So
yeah, it'll be interesting to see how things shake up for the Paris Pigeons.
Yeah, the Pigeons.
They have Ludwig as their owner, and things start at the top. Things aren't going well in Paris. It is all because of leadership. So I'm interested to see if Ludwig steps up and demands they get their shit together. Ooh, I don't know if I can say
All right.
that.
Oh. All right, well, that'll do it. Boys, the plan is simple. The Paris Pigeons take on the Bagels in 15 minutes. Stay tuned for our final game of the night.
Is it over? Talk.
All right, hello. Welcome back We're going to do a little mini desk segment before this next game. I am Damoni, your host, joined by my compatriot Konechny of the Los Angeles Earthquakes. Go ahead and
Hey.
introduce yourself.
Hey, pretty sure you all know me. No, you don't.
We know Konechny. We know
Why
Konechny.
do you sound so sad?
Let's
just lost my game.
quickly recap the Earthquakes versus Bagels game. Judging how by the Bagels are playing the Pigeons, who have also played today, we'll probably just go over the Bagels side of the game. Konechny, what did you personally see from the Bagels as someone who went up against them tonight?
It's kind of like the same what they usually do. Played well. Youppi played very good. Obviously, had a good game. Obviously, he's the GOAT. Their second line was pretty good as well. To be honest, though, me and TJ kind of got a couple chances in them. I wouldn't say they looked weak, but we outshot them actually. So I wouldn't say they looked as strong as they usually do, but maybe I'm just a little biased just because they played a little down to us. Maybe, who knows? But we still lost. But they looked just a little bit weak. And honestly, I don't know if Panda Man was really tested either. I feel like we got a lot of shots, but our shots were they weren't too good quality. So I feel like he needs to be. I feel like it's gonna be a real test with him tonight. And our doggy's little corner P3 shot. Can't wait to see how that turns out for him. But yeah.
I can't agree more. Panda Man certainly was making the saves tonight, as you said. Not really high quality shots. I'm sure you, more than anybody, know being on the team yourself. But I feel like I did see the Bagels take a bit of a step back that game. Granted, they still won, but I mean, the Earthquakes did play the best game of their season, to be fair.
I think
Like,
I think coming into things that the Bagels that they're going to come out on top in this game pretty hard. They're playing against a very defensive team that will crack.
mhm.
They have Panda Man in net, who is exceptional. Maybe not necessarily Spooky Mount, but I think Panda Man's going to bail them out. The Bagels not only so good defensively, but offensively. I think if the Paris Pigeons are on fraud watch, this is the game where they get exposed.
I
Definitely.
mean, I don't know. If I'm the Bagels, if I'm Youppi, if I'm Carl, I would be scared of Pluds right now.
What?
Pluds was incredible.
I'm not saying
Like,
he's.
I would be scared.
I mean, I don't think
That
I
man is out
agree
for
with
blood.
being scared. I don't think scared is a good word to use. I mean, I would take him as a threat. I wouldn't be scared of him.
Definitely, I think I agree with Luke's statement there a little bit more. He's Plus played really well, but I don't know. I feel like he hasn't been
I mean,
too hot this season.
I mean, I
this
would say that
season
was a
no,
great
but
game.
tonight he looked
He has looked pretty
unstoppable.
dialed tonight, but
Yeah.
I
We'll see
don't
if he
know.
can carry that over. Obviously, the Bagels the better team than the Popcorn. And Pigeons really only squeaking out that win by 1 goal. Even though, Mount really did bail out the Popcorn. You want to see those shots fall. And I feel like against Panda Man, they could, but the Pigeons have some work to do on the finishing front.
I just think that the first lines are unbalanced, the second lines are unbalanced, the goaltenders are pretty even. The Paris has shown to not necessarily be a huge goal scoring team, and I don't know. I have a hard time seeing Paris having an easy matchup ahead of them.
Yeah, this will be the test because Paris currently sits at 3-0-1. The same record the Bagels had going into tonight. Obviously, the Bagels expanded that to 4-0-1 with their win over the
Earthquakes.
the Earthquakes. The Earthquakes. Forgot who they played. I had to look to my right to remember.
Oh,
But apologies. But this is if this ends in overtime, it's going to be really funny because that still leaves both teams with no regulation losses. But I personally see the Bagels taking this one 2-0. I think Panda Man is going to get a
2-0.
shutout. I don't think the shots are going to fall for the Pigeons. If they couldn't fall against the Nebraska Popcorn, they certainly are not going to fall against the Bagels.
I don't know. I see a 3. I'm gonna keep it in the same boat. I see a 3-1 win for the Bagels, maybe even 4, but I'll go with 3. I'll ride your Pluds praising, I guess would be the word to use here.
I don't know. I guess I'm
Any
different on
thoughts,
this.
Luke?
I think it's gonna be a pretty rough game for the Paris Pigeons. You know, Youppi, when he plays against people that are really good defenders, like Akuzo, you can see what just he can do with like 2 minutes. And ohLuvv, great defenseman, great defender, not Akuzo. Doggy, great player, not nearly as good as Akuzo. I just, like I said, I really think that this is going to be a really rough game for the Paris Pigeons.
Yeah, I mean, Ardoggy and ohLuvv were barely able to keep up with Farabee and Jaden on the popcorn. I mean, they obviously did play better, but you expect that. You expect more out of them there. And I feel like with Youppi and Mdravel, it's going to be even harder to maintain that possession dominance for them.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I think we're going to see a good game. I don't necessarily think it'll be close in terms of the score, but I think that we're going to see quite a bit of back and forth just in terms of like possession, different teams streaking at different times. But I just think that the Bagels, they do a lot more with their opportunities.
I do
With
agree.
that. I guess one thing to say too. I just thought about it. I just remembered. First line of the Pigeons. Ardoggy and ohLuvv. They do have experience playing against Youppi, because they did play them. They did play each other in the finals back in season 19 of the BHCL. I don't know. Maybe they'll remember some tactics, some ways Youppi played, but maybe not. But maybe if there's any hope, maybe Ardoggy and ohLuvv could shut down Youppi, just because they remember how he played, but it doesn't really excuse the second line toss ups that we have.
I mean, real quick, you do. This is about the popcorn. This is a little off topic, but you have to give the popcorn credit for how they played against the Pigeons.
That is true.
I don't think the Pigeons really played that bad to let the popcorn get 14 shots. They were just really lighting it up tonight. So I think they'll have an easier time than both of you guys give them credit for. But I still think the Bagels pull this one out.
Bagels definitely. I think they definitely will pull this one out as well.
I think with 5 minutes remaining, we're going to wrap this up here and prepare for the next game. Really interested to see how things play off. Final game of the night and of the week. Two great teams. One of them on Fraud Watch. The other one, the Bagels.
We'll on Fraud Watch if they lose this game.
I mean, yeah, but that we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
I feel like either of these teams will be on Fraud Watch at the end of this game. So it's going to be interesting to see.
When the Quakes are coming.
All right. Anyways, 5 minutes remaining until the next game. Bagels versus Pigeons coming at you. We'll see you in 5. All right, we are back. Welcome to New York. We've got the R-Doggy-led Paris Pigeons taking on the Youppi-led New York Bagels. Two heavyweights, both teams with only one overtime loss on the season. It's going to be interesting to see how things play out. I am joined by my Lukey Wookie Bear, my color
Okay.
commentator, my glorious king. Luke, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm really excited to see this match. We see the New York Bagels rocking their alternates for tonight, maybe inspired by a team I'm not able to talk about on stream, but very good uniforms. And I'm excited to see how this match plays out. I think that this is going to be one of the coolest matches in terms of just seeing players' skill. I think it's going to be a goaltender battle. I think we're going to see a lot of really neat things tonight.
Yeah, these alternates, put into the game by Konechny, designed by Konechny. Please don't sue us. We'll see how things play out with Emdravel and Youppi. The line's staying the same. Emdravel and Youppi versus Tango and Top Rages on the Bagels' second line. I'm assuming the Pigeons will be keeping their same lines from the popcorn game they played just 15 minutes ago, with ohLuvv and R-Doggy manning the first line, and Caspit and Transports.
That's
leading
been
the
their
charge.
go-to for the entire season. It's hard to imagine them switching it up now. The only thing I can see is them maybe taking Transports and putting him on the first line. I don't think that would necessarily work, but maybe if they're in their mind, if they want to try to clamp Youppi up even more. But that's the only thing I can really imagine.
Face-off set to get underway in just 20 seconds here. What are your predictions for this game, Luke?
Like I said,
who's going to score first, actually, since we already did predictions?
all right. Here is my insanely weird hard read. Ready? I
Yep.
think we are going to see a very close repeat where it's going to be Emdravel from Youppi very early on, but going even more in depth, it is going to be an own goal by Pluds off the post.
Oh, okay. I was not ready for that. I really think that could happen with how often Pluds is able to just like ping those pucks. If there's like a freak accident and the glove mechanic just decides not to work, I could see it. But my pick, this might be even more unorthodox. I think it's gonna be ohLuvv blasting a P3 right off this face-off here. He won't get it, but Youppi maintains possession for the Bagels, taking it around ohLuvv, getting it right through him. Reads him like a book, but ohLuvv is able to read him back. Youppi now breaking past ohLuvv. R-Doggy on the back check. It's not enough. Youppi gets a shot off. Sharp save by Pluds. Dragging it back is Youppi. Looking for more. Pass over for Emdravel. Looking for the one-timer, but ohLuvv steps in front of that one and pings it before Emdravel can even get it off. Youppi now tries to go around R-Doggy in the boards. Fails to do so. Still maintains possession, though. Here's R-Doggy. Getting it out to ohLuvv. ohLuvv with a P3 blocked by Youppi. My dreams almost came true there. Youppi back with it.
I can hear the excitement in your voice.
I want to see ohLuvv score tonight. Here's R-Doggy with a P3. Masterfully swatted by Youppi. He gets the rebound, but Pandaman barely kick saving that one as Emdravel crit chains it up the ice. R-Doggy able to back check that one. He forechecks Youppi successfully. R-Doggy on a roll. R-Doggy's in. Saved by Pandaman. ohLuvv gathers the rebound, unable to get a shot off, but R-Doggy forces it into the corner. Youppi with possession now. It's a nice double pullback on R-Doggy to avoid the pressure. Gets one out for Top Rages. I believe Youppi will change now as Transports beats Top Rages, but great back check there for Top Rages.
Paris Pigeons coming out incredibly strong, getting amazing chances right off the bat. I'm actually really surprised at how well they're playing. Might be a little bit of a uniform curse going on right now. Donning new jerseys, maybe the threads just aren't fitting right. Hard to tell.
New Jersey, they're from New York. They're from what?
New Jersey.
Here's Top Rages. Up for Tango. He has room. He shoots. Saved by Pluds. He'll knock it out. The rebound is loose, but it's paying out by Transports. Caspit denying Top Rages zone entry. They'll try again. Transport's holding him to the boards, but can't hold him outside of the zone. Big hit on Top Rages by Transports. No call there. Top Rage is still able to get it into the corner. Top Rages having all the touches so far for this possession, as Transports is finally able to force him out of the zone.
Yeah.
Too many men penalty on Paris. That's called a little late. I was waiting for that one.
They pulled the goalie.
It looks like the New York Bagels. Yeah, you can pull the goalie if it's a delayed penalty, because the team who committed the infraction cannot. If they score a goal, it will be disallowed, and once they touch the puck, the delayed penalty is triggered. So this gives the home team, or the team who drew the penalty, some extra time to have an extra attacker on the ice.
You can see on the replay here exactly what happened. Transport's going for a line change, and ohLuvv and ohDoggy stepping on the ice, creating a little bit of a conga line for the Paris Pigeons. And unfortunately, we don't like fun. That's not allowed. 3 skaters on the ice when the goalie's in net is too many men, which will put the Bagels on a power play.
Offensive zone faceoff underway. Youppi loses it to ohDoggy. ohDoggy able to get it all the way into the Bagels zone before dropping back on defense. Emdravel taking a little too much time for a power play, you'd think, behind his own net, as Youppi marches up the ice. Over for Emdravel. He has the P3 ready. He hits the post.
You know exactly what I was thinking right there. Yeah.
Yeah, Pludz. Oh my god, what a feed from Youppi, but Emdravel unable to capitalize it as it went in and out of his range. That'll do it for the power play, as ohLuvv is sprung by ohDoggy right out of the box. Youppi steals from him, pulls one back. ohLuvv able to read it off the post, out the other side, as Pandaman is able to clear that one to the boards. Emdravel the other way, gets past ohDoggy. ohLuvv on the back check, pings it right into Pludz, and he'll glove that one down.
All right, so we're both pretty. It seems like we're both pretty excited about our predictions coming true. I think. How about we make this a little interesting? If you think Paris is going to score first, I think Bagels are going to score first.
All right.
If the Bagels score first, you trade me BGS Bagel or Bagel Glazed.
Yep, Bagel Glazed, and you give me $750 if the Paris Pigeons score first.
Yes.
Got it. That's 750 United States dollars, by the way.
Yeah, we're not talking blocky bucks.
This is big bank. ohLuvv now. Gets it away from Top Rages. Out for Transports, but the pass is intercepted by Tango. ohLuvv able to read that as Tango tried to enter the zone. He's forced all the way back behind his own net. And that's sent out of play. I believe ohLuvv may have gotten a stick on that to ramp it up onto the bench. 54 seconds to go. Shots are 4-3 Bagels. Still scoreless. Luke, who do you think has been the better team so far?
Honestly, in the opening minute or so, I would go with the Paris Pigeons. They had some just incredible chances. Just like right there, for example, if Transports had a P3, might have gotten a goal. But every once in a while, they kind of stumble.
ohLuvv! No.
They kind of stumble, giving the Bagels a huge chance.
Youppi stealing it from Transports as ohLuvv changes off. No. You hate to see it.
Does it have to be the people we say was going to score, or is it just the teams?
I think it could be the teams.
Okay.
Why not? Because if that would be boring if someone like Youppi or ohDoggy scored. We got to make it interesting. Here's Youppi breaking into the Paris Pigeons zone. 8 seconds left. Youppi dragging it back on ohLuvv. Has time to pass it out. He will. Tango takes a blast. Saved by Pludz. And that'll end the first period.
I thought I was getting a new goalie.
An excellent read by Pludz. And you have to wonder how Paris did not read that play, as Youppi really only had one option there.
Yeah, I mean, great pass from Youppi. Pretty surprised they didn't finish on that, but I think that right now we're seeing a really, really good game from both of these teams.
little fun fact, the New York Bagels have the most French-Canadian players on their team, with ohLuvv, Arax, Tango, former New York Bagel Meatbag Frank, who has since left the league. And I believe there's one more that I'm forgetting.
Arax?
No, I mentioned Arax. Discoof Magundi, it seems to be. I don't know if he's French Canadian or not. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he's not French Canadian, but he might be. To my knowledge, he is not.
Sadly, the light's a little bit too bright for.
Oh, he is French Canadian. He's speaking French in chat.
Google Translate is really good these days.
That's true. That's true.
But back to the game. Huge, just like I said, kind of a prediction earlier on is I think that both teams are going to come out swinging. We're going to see a really action-packed game. And that's holding true so far. The only thing that's not holding true is my prediction of the Bagels coming out on top with quite a few goals. Really great game so far from both teams. There's been lapses in defense on both sides, but more importantly, just the offense has been amazing, which not really expecting coming from the Paris Pigeons.
Really, 9 shots total registered in that period, but we've seen a lot of opportunities that have just been either off the post or just whiffed on. It's certainly been a high-flying offensive game for both teams, which you don't really come to expect from the Pigeons. Obviously, the Bagels with Youppi, Tango, Top Rages, Emdravel. Those guys are all capable of producing offense. But especially with ohLuvv and Transports, they've really ignited their offense so far.
Yeah, and this is Paris basically playing at their best, playing to their game plan. Looks like right now the Bagels are just doing what Paris Pigeons want them to do, not getting a lot of shots off, and the shots they do get off, Pludz just eats up. So
shots are 5-4.
Come back.
Both goalies have been perfect this game. We'll see if that continues into the second period. Face-off underway. ohLuvv drags it back off the face-off. Looking for something on the near boards, but Youppi able to swat that one away. Youppi now tries to take it up the boards. Able to get past ohLuvv. Gets past ohLuvv too. Youppi breaks in, but ohLuvv catches up to him on the back check. Great read there. ohLuvv trying to break out of his own zone. Unable to. Youppi hits the pullback. Trying to look for a shooting lane, but ohLuvv denies him.
Almost a great pass if he doesn't pull that back right there. Emdravel looking for the shot, but Youppi looking for his own shot, pulls it away.
Yeah, ohLuvv up the ice for ohLuvv. Youppi able to ping that one away. ohLuvv had his own blue line, taking his time as Emdravel wasn't really pressuring that. ohLuvv trying to pull back, read by Emdravel. ohLuvv unable to be held as he gets a pass over for ohLuvv. We almost saw that elusive ohLuvv goal, but Youppi was able to swat that one away.
Yeah, those things are hard to find, that is for sure.
Youppi breaking past ohLuvv. He steals it from him. ohLuvv far side, but he hits the post. ohLuvv really has been activated this game as Youppi gets one over the Top Rages. His P3 dies in the pads of Pludz. It's out to the corner. Transport's finding it. Out for Caspit. A foot race for it now. Caspit doesn't win it as Tango was able to catch up to that. Tango retrieving that puck, but pressured by Caspit, who Caspit's the big highlight of his game is his forecheck. Caspit is usually very good. As I eat my words here, as Tango's able to force it out of the zone. Here's Transports dangling around Top Rages, but Top Rages eventually finds the puck.
I'm having nightmares. ohLuvv playing extremely well offensively this game.
Top Rages out for Tango. Bang! Pludz with the save. He'll hold that one.
You know, this does not feel like a 0-0 game. There's been so many high danger chances, but these players and these goalies playing out of their minds defensively. This
is certainly a very entertaining game. despite it being scoreless. But obviously it can't stay that way forever as Top Rages gets a shot on Ploods. That's turned aside. It's up for Castfit, who loses it to Tango. Tango breaking past him. 2-on-1 developing for the Bagels. Tango trying to get the pass across. He's clamped up by R-Doggy. R-Doggy's in now. He shoots off the post, and he taps that one in.
Oh,
Write me my check. The Paris Pigeons are on the board.
I'm gonna be honest, dude. Malibu does not pay me enough for a $750 check, and I'm about to lose my job.
Oh no. Okay. It's okay. I'll spare you. I'll spare you.
Thank you.
As long as you don't take my goalie from me.
Yeah, no. You got it. A huge play from R-Doggy, stripping it off of Tango, bringing it in past Top Rages, who makes a bad pinch. Weird bounce off the post. Usually you don't see the puck go that way when someone cuts towards the middle, but looks like it was all according to plan as R-Doggy stays with it, cuts right in, and gets the goal to make it 1-0 for the Paris Pigeons.
And they'll look to build on that lead, as they certainly do have the momentum after that goal. Andrevel loses it to ohLuvv. Kind of loses it himself at his feet, but R-Dog, he's able to find it for him. ohLuvv has time at his blue line. Gets away from Youppi on the near boards, but Youppi still able to defend that. Youppi working it in the neutral zone. Gets a shot past Ploods, but he finds it with the glove before it inches past the goal line.
That's a great save by Ploods, as that's surely going in. Even if it's a P-roller, that's still going in. You actually let it slow down any more than that, and the game will no longer let you glove it. So, great play by Ploods, making it so that the Bagels are still not on the board yet.
Shots are relatively even. Youppi trying to get one off the face-off, but R-Doggy denying that, as Youppi did whiff. Youppi getting it out of the corner, away from R-Doggy, tries to spring Andrevel, but he is just not there yet. His legs can only carry him so far, as Youppi holds the line with ohLuvv. ohLuvv breaking it out of the corner. R-Doggy will take the handoff. Can't break past Andrevel, but it's still in the zone. Andrevel comes away with it from the corner. ohLuvv loses it at center ice. That's pushed all the way back to the Paris Pigeons zone. 1:28 on the clock here in the second period, as ohLuvv has some time. Whiffs on it a few times. ohLuvv is certainly not showing his first period self here in the past few plays. This shift especially, as Tango blasts one up the ice. They'll dump and change. R-Doggy looking for something, but he will also dump. The Paris Pigeons second line on now as Tango sends a blast. Pang away by Ploods. That was headed for the post, but Ploods still staying sharp with his aim as Top Rages. What a goal!
You, Carl Jacobs, yelling Top Rages, because that was phenomenal. One of the best goals we've seen. Oh man, Top Rages tying the game up, coming from the corner, doing a P2 curve P2 pullback. That doesn't sound like a real mechanic, but I promise you it is. Tying the game up with 55 seconds left in the second period. That is the momentum you need to go into the next period. That is exactly what you want to see from your third round pick, and just phenomenal play.
Top Rages just... That move is so hard to pull off. The quickness it requires is just phenomenal. Great move from Top Rages to tie the game. Here's Transports winning it forward. They finally break Ploods' perfect streak of 22 saves, which is impressive to say the least. As Youppi has it in his own zone. Has Tango on his wing. He'll take it himself past ohLuvv into the corner. ohLuvv breaking it out. Tango can't hold the line. Here's Transports chasing him. Transports with the chase down, able to take possession behind the Bagels' net. 23 seconds to go. The Pigeons looking to tally one before the end of this period, as Transports sends a pass out for R-Doggy, but it's panged to the boards, as I believe that was a little too fast for him. Youppi with time. 7 seconds. Whiffs on it. R-Doggy has a shot now, but it's pinged into the corner, and the Pigeons will elect to back off as this period concludes. 1-1. Both teams trading blows in this period. Luke, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts is this game has been absolutely electric so far. The New York Bagels taking inspiration from their jerseys and playing down, letting their opponents score, playing down, maybe not giving up, 2 or 3 goals, but just that one might be enough when you're playing a game like Paris. Youppi, honestly, not having his greatest game, getting a little bit shut down by the ohLuvv line, but that's, not necessarily okay if you're a Bagel fan, but it's not as bad when you see Top Rages come out and pull an amazing move off like that. I did not know that was in his bag. I will not lie. That caught me extremely off guard. And I think that the Paris Pigeons probably were caught pretty off guard by that too. I think going forward, this is really anyone's game. Kind of walking back about what I said during the desk, I think both teams are just playing exceptionally well. Goaltenders have been playing fairly well for the most part too. Both goals that have gone in, not the goalie's fault at all. So we'll see how this played out. I can see this going into overtime.
I agree. This has been a pretty even game so far. Despite the Bagels, I wouldn't say dominating. They're leading in the shot clock, but it's certainly been an even game. As we've seen both sides really play excellent games. And this is the type of entertaining hockey you get when both teams are at their best. We'll see what the second period has in store for us. In terms of goaltending, what have you seen? Panaman obviously not having too much action in that period, but what have you seen from Pluds and Panaman both?
Yeah, I think that right now, when it comes to the goaltending matchup, I think that Pluds have definitely faced the more difficult shots. The one that comes to my mind is Youppi taking it down the middle, taking a P3 that was 100% going in, perfect angle, perfect shot, and then Pluds just gloving it down. It's always a little bit frustrating when you have such an opportunity like that. You think that you're about to either put your team on the board, give them the lead, cut the lead, the comeback, get it going. And then the goalie just says no. That is probably, as a skater myself, I'm not sure about everyone else, but the most heartbreaking thing is when you do everything right and at the very last minute you get the door shut on you. So I think that Pluds is playing extremely well. I could see him stealing this game for the Paris Pigeons, but I wouldn't count out Pandaman. Pandaman's a great goalie. He is known to get in his own head a little bit, but I don't think that that first goal is on him by any means. So I don't think that he's having any mental issues right now as he is behind the net, doing his routine prayer, looking up into the crowd, getting some motivation before we continue as he gets back to his crease and does a little warm-up.
Panaman, a very spiritual player. We've seen this from him before in previous seasons. So here's Emderville winning the draw. Third period underway. Should be an interesting one as it's tied 1-1. ohLuvv now tries to get one up for ohDoggy. Youppi intercepts that pass. Tries to pick it up from Emderville. Emderville breaking past ohLuvv, looking to try the far side as Pluds is very close to his post there. But I digress. It's forced out of the zone by ohDoggy. He'll steal from Youppi. Gets a quick pullback. ohDoggy's shot. Pandaman just barely steps in the way of it. ohLuvv on the rebound. ohDoggy takes it again. But Pandaman standing tall in net, making 3 quick saves. Emderville the other way. That that shot careens wide.
Just like I said a moment ago, you cannot count out Pandaman making sliding saves, scrambling in his crease, but yet the puck stays out.
ohLuvv for ohDoggy. He scores! ohDoggy puts the Pigeons up by 1.
And the puck goes in the net.
Second of the game. The puck is in the net. Yeah.
Even
Caster's curse.
Titans fall sometimes.
Caster's curse, people.
And it appears as if that is what just happens, as those P3 shots, honestly, sometimes harder to save than just the point-blank ones. Gotta feel bad for Panaman, though. He just absolutely balled out for his team, and they had a chance, a little bit of a break going back, but not able to score off of it, making it 2-1 for the Paris Pigeons with 4 minutes left in play.
4 minutes. We've seen the Bagels come back from larger deficits, as we saw Wednesday night against the Blue Ridge Blizzard. They were down 2-0 with 1 minute and 30 left, and Youppi scoring 4 in a row to get his team the victory, so you can never really count out the New York Bagels.
Yeah, you give Youppi just a little bit of time, a little bit of space, and he can do some incredible things. Something I'd like to see from Youppi. Why am I still on the ice? Please get me off. Something I'd like to see from Youppi is him taking the puck up himself, taking a little bit more shots himself. I feel like in the first game, and especially now, he keeps passing it to ohLuvv. And ohLuvv's not a bad player, but he's just not finishing anything right now. And I think that Youppi might just have a little bit more tricks in his bag to get a goal.
I do agree. Youppi does have a pretty heavy bag, as one would say. As here's Transports putting it into the corner, smothering that chance from Tango. Transports has been lights out defensively this game, as he gets one away from Tango, but Top Rage is back to make the defensive play. Transports with possession. Panaman gloves that one down after Transports, I believe, just tried to set up Caspit, who wasn't there. Caspit, looking to defend against Tango, chases him down on the back check. Excellent play there. 2-on-1 developing for Caspit. Transport stays back. Caspit's shot easily turned aside by Panaman. Tango gets a P3 off. Saved by Floods. Youppi collects the rebound. P3. He scores. Youppi off the post and in. And it's a tie game.
Might be offsides.
It could be.
I mean, obviously, as commentators, you know, we can't say anything. But that's offsides, according to the ruling.
For the review.
I can actually pause it, I believe, to explain exactly why this is offsides. Actually, I lied to you. I can't. Long story short, in BHL, it doesn't work out like normal hockey. Possession does not work the same in Blockey Hockey and Minecraft Hockey because, obviously, you see how the players dribble the puck down the ice. It does not stay on their stick. So the ruling is that if you dump the puck into the zone before your teammate crosses over to tag up, if you go in the zone and hit the puck again, it is as if you maintain possession all the way through and were skating with the puck the entire time. You can imagine it as if there was an invisible skater skating alongside the puck. And that's, to me, what it looks like happens here, is you see Youppi dump the puck in and instantly go and maintain possession of it before Tango can get out. According to the rules, a little bit of a controversy in the Marshmallows game against the Pigeons, with which this goal got called back. I think that this might be overturned.
An interesting turn of events for the Bagels, who really thought they had this game tied, but clearly the Youppi's line mate ohLuvv did not tag up in time.
I believe this Tango's still on the ice.
Or
there.
Tango, yeah, Tango was still on.
It'll be interesting to see. I'm leaving the replay up so the ref can get a good look at things. But that puck definitely looks like it comes out of the zone to me. You even see the little red particles pop up above Tango's head, showing that he is offsides when Youppi first hits it.
Yeah, Konechny with the review. He says, "Okay, guys." Bit of a hold up here.
There may be a management team owner of one of the teams telling me that this is a good goal.
Oh, yeah.
And we should allow it to happen. The Bagels tied 2-2, and if the refs overturn this, it is rigged. Don't.
I wonder who that team owner could be.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be Ludwig. He might just want a fair game.
No, I mean, I know a lot of people are rooting for the Bagels in this game. After a review of the play, it is determined that the play was offside, no goal.
And that is
Paris Pigeons
heartbreaking.
Still up.
Ludwig making another sizable donation to the referee tonight, it appears.
Youppi is going to look to get this one back. Bagels still needing one. A bit of a heartbreaker for them. Youppi breaking into the zone. ohLuvv really trying to clear. Youppi hitting the double pullback, but ohLuvv is there to read that play. ohLuvv dumping it into the Bagels zone. Holds the line as ohLuvv couldn't clear. ohLuvv up for Youppi. Youppi dragging it back, trying his best to maintain possession, forced to give it over to ohLuvv. The Pigeons are really playing well with forechecking Youppi here, as ohDoggy gets it past him. Pandaman is AFK in the crease. Luckily, Youppi preventing the shot. ohDoggy just has to get it on net. He whiffs.
They can't even get another skater out there.
ohLuvv now bringing it all the way back into the Pigeon zone. Youppi really lucky that ohDoggy whiffed there. Youppi turning it around. ohDoggy able to get it away from him. Arax and Tango both go on the ice as Pandaman. Oh my god. A terrible turn of events here for the Bagels.
Oh, wait.
They pulled. There was 4 on, though. They had 4 people on.
Wrong team. Yeah, that's an insanely
That's a too many
rough
men
turn
penalty.
of events.
Tango and Arax both jumping on the ice.
Looks like Arax was debating on playing goalie for a split second. You can see him put the pads on before stripping them off and jumping on the ice. Sadly, at the same time...
It was not Top Rages. It was Arax.
Yes, Arax.
But they are right. They had 4 people on the ice, which, you know, at any point has to just be a penalty.
And this is such a rough turn of events for the Bagels. They went from tying the game up to now basically having a minute left to try to make something up. I feel
bribing
really,
the refs yet again.
Yeah, this is a really rough for the Bagels. They do not deserve to be in this position.
I think Carl might have to contribute to connect these pockets if he wants to keep this game alive.
And here we
Face
go.
off underway. ohDoggy trying to get a quick shot off, but Youppi wins it forward. Looking for more, getting a little too greedy as ohLuvv's pass is masterfully swatted down. That could have been very dangerous as ohDoggy was wide open.
ohLuvv, weird
Youppi,
line
14
change there.
seconds left. Yeah, ohLuvv changing for Transports, who historically does not play against first liners. As Transports, I eat my words here, as Transports gets a shot off. He strips the puck from Youppi, but Pandaman standing tall in net after, I believe his game may have crashed.
Crazy
I'm not
play.
entirely sure what happened with the AFK incident there, but
Puck careening
certainly
off
a
the boards
terrible turn of events.
in a really weird way. I think that everyone thought it was out of play for a second, but Transport's spotting it and getting a good shot off of that. Youppi walking off the ice now. His stamina's so low that he cannot run off the ice. You'll see him walking now at the corner of your screen, giving Transports a chance. He lines up the shots.
The puck just... The Pigeons really need a timeout, and the Bagels need a timeout, and the Pigeons need to do everything in their power to prevent a stoppage. 30 seconds left. Tango with it. He had the clutch goal against the Otters with less than a second left to force overtime. We'll see if he can do it again with Top Rages on his line. Tango trying to get a pass out. The Bagels will pull ohLuvv on the ice now. Again, Youppi still not full stam. He can't do anything. Transports will clear the zone. Transports... ohLuvv sends a shot and it's not enough. The Paris Pigeons will pull this one out after yet another great game for Pluds and a really unfortunate turn of events for the Bagels to end the game with the offside goal and
go ahead.
the too many men penalty. It's really not what you want to see. The Bagels the mistakes got the best of them again.
That is about as heartbreaking as it can be if you're a Bagels fan. You know, things do not go your way playing some New York Rangers hockey. And
Bagels?
New York Bagels, taking inspiration from their uniform.
Lawsuit impending?
They, just a goal, a beautiful goal called back. It's a sad day. Pandaman going AFK, crashing, whatever the instance was. We are unsure. And then a too many men blunder with a minute 30 left, taking all the momentum away that they had tried to build up. And that will end things off as Pluds watches the Bagels run up and down the hallway.
All right, that will do it for the night. Pluds only letting in 1 goal on 25 total shots tonight. He certainly had one of the best performances you're going to see from a goalie this season. Credit to Panda Man, though. He made the saves he needed to. But it wasn't enough as the Pigeons just outplayed the Bagels in general to take this game 2-1 in regulation, mind you. So the Pigeons will advance to 4-0-1, taking third in the standings as the Bagels will fall behind.
I think it's safe to say now that the Paris Pigeons may not be frauds.
I think that's safe to say too. They played well against one of the top teams in the league that, has had their struggles against teams like obviously the Pigeons and the Otters earlier in the season. And the Blizzard for a couple periods, but hey, what can you do? Anyways, that will conclude it for tonight. I have been Demoni, joined by color commentator and cameraman Luke. Our refs for tonight, Brundlin and Konechny, and our director, Zio1. Thank you all, participating staff, and everybody who's watched. That will be it. Thank you for watching, and good night.